Здравствуйте, дорогие друзья! С вами я, Катерина Кальченко, трансформационный тренер и коуч, эксперт по достижению успеха с техникой меридионального простукивания. Сегодня я хочу поделиться с вами сенсационной информацией. Не только Джек Кенфилд и Джо Витали и многие другие успешные люди, но и Луиза Хей, сама Луиза Хей, королева аффирмаций, тоже делает это. Сейчас вы увидите видеозапись интервью, в котором Луиза Хей поделится с вами травмирующими воспоминаниями, которые портили ей жизнь 81 год, с того времени, как ей было 5 лет. Я очень хочу, чтобы все больше и больше людей овладевали техникой меридионального простукивания и на русскоязычном пространстве тоже. Потому что вы сейчас увидите сами, что Луиза Хей смогла всего за 2 сеанса с экспертом по технике меридионального простукивания достичь таких результатов, которые она не могла сама для себя достичь много лет. Поэтому специально для вас я предлагаю единственный курс по меридиональному простукиванию и достижению успеха с этой техникой на русском языке. Этот курс называется «Вперед к мечте». Всего за 7 недель вы сможете определить, что мешает вам достичь успеха, научитесь избавляться от страхов, ограничивающих убеждений и волнения, и спокойно и уверенно будете двигаться вперед, достигая ваших целей. Зайдите на мой сайт www.happykaterina.com, зарегистрируйтесь для участия в тренинге «Вперед к мечте», и вы сразу же получите тест, с помощью которого вы определите, как много ограничивающих убеждений стоят между вами и жизнью вашей мечты. Все в ваших руках. Главное, сделайте первый шаг. А теперь я не могу больше ждать. Посмотрите сами сенсационное признание Луизы Хей, которая тоже делает это.
This is Nick Ortner, creator and producer of the Tapping Solution
and the 2013 Tapping World Summit. I'm so delighted that you're with us today. Today, it's a real honor to be where I am. I'm sharing this lovely couch in sunny San Diego with a mentor and a friend, Louise Hey. Now, you know, usually with these kind of interviews, you have a whole long bio, and I was doing a little research about what to say about Louise, and the bio is a little bit long for this. I'm holding her book here, You Can Heal Your Life. You might have heard of it. It's sold, I think, at last count, 50 million copies now.
Yes.
So,
yes.
So, do you want to do a little tapping?
Sure.
You know, for
sure.
the crowd. So, I know we did a little. You had a little neck pain the last
yes,
couple days, so we did some tapping.
It's better, but we could always do a little more on that.
So, how deep do you want to go?
Well, how deep do you want to take me?
So let's, for people who weren't with us privately the last couple of sessions, let's talk about the neck pain and what was going on and our conversation. It started as some spasms?
Yes, it started as some spasms that wouldn't go away.
Okay.
And I was feeling tremendous pressure back here and down my neck. And I realized that this went back to a time when I was 5 years old, and my stepfather used to hold my head underwater, and he had his thumb in that particular place. Yeah. And my thought was, for some reason, it's time for me to let this go. Yeah. And the thing is how to find out how to do it, because I wasn't doing very well on it.
Yeah.
I was just pounding away at myself.
Yeah.
But that's been a pattern of mine for a long time. Just before I break through to something really wonderful, it's like I do something in my body.
To clean up. To
clean up, or maybe just to punish myself one more time. I haven't figured that quite out. But, you know, at 86, I'm still willing to go for it.
Oh, honey. Beautiful, beautiful. Well, tell me, so you said to punish yourself one more time. What does that mean to you?
Well, as a child, I was punished so much. It was like it was a way of life for me, and was one after another. And when I first entered the metaphysical world, I discovered that every single time I did something nice for myself, I would hurt my body. It was like I wasn't allowed to have that goodness. And I had to do a lot of work on dissolving that. You know, some problems are more sticky than others.
Yes. So I'm sure it's really reassuring for people around the world to hear that Louise Hey, the queen of affirmations, sold 50 million copies of her book, is still doing her work.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes,
I think that's important, because we do have a tendency in in the society to just want to be fixed, right?
Yes,
to have,
and that's
and
it.
that's it. When I get over this problem, this will be it. I'll never have to deal with anything again.
Well, you know, a lot of us just want to stop when we hit a safe place.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got a bit of money, you've got some nice friends, you have a good house to live in, you're okay, you know, and you think, all right, that's fine, I'm not going to touch anything else. But I have watched me and how life works for me is that when I get to a really good level, then it's like, okay, now we're going to deal with this thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's another thing.
Yeah.
And I've learned to just say, okay, what do I do?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, instead of leave me alone, don't talk to me about that.
Yeah. So the neck pain, there's spasms, so it doesn't hurt right now.
Not
right?
this moment,
okay.
no. Not since you walked in the door this morning.
Which I'm glad it doesn't hurt.
Your magic presence.
I don't know about that. I'm glad it doesn't hurt. It's always easier to tap when we can see a difference. But let's tune into some of, and we did a little bit of tapping on what happened when you were 5 years old. When you think of that memory now, how do you feel? What comes up for you?
Well, it isn't as strong as it was.
Okay,
I
so
think
you
that
feel like
we
it's...
dropped like 50%
Okay.
in that tapping, so that was good. And
Okay.
I've done a little by myself, but it's not the same thing as working with a real pro.
Thank you. Okay, so why don't we go back to, and we'll both close our eyes and just sort of connect. We'll ignore everybody else out there and we'll close our eyes and just, and I want you to just...
They can connect with us.
Exactly. I want you to think back to that memory, if it feels safe to do so. And how do you see that memory now? Do you feel tension in your body? Is it a picture you see? Is it just something you remember?
Well, it's a feeling.
It's a feeling.
It's a feeling.
Okay. And what's the feeling?
Well, it's a feeling of fear. It's not the terror that it was, but it's still there because, you know, the child is very helpless in that point.
Yeah.
And can't really do anything to get out of it. It's a trapped situation.
And where do you feel that fear in your body?
Oh, in here.
Okay.
Very much.
And how strong is it, 0 to 10?
5.
5, okay. And before, when we tapped before, it was much higher, so it's gone down. Okay. So why don't we do some tapping and we'll look to move that fear. So tapping on the side of the hand. Even though I have this fear in my body.
Even though I have this fear in my body.
From what happened with my stepfather.
What happened with my stepfather
many
years ago.
So many years ago. I deeply and completely accept myself.
I deeply and completely accept and love myself.
Even though I'm still carrying this fear in my body.
Even though I'm still carrying this fear in my body.
From what happened with my stepfather.
From what happened with my stepfather.
I choose to release it now.
I choose to release it now.
Even though my body doesn't want to let go of this fear.
Even though my body does not want to let go of this fear.
It's had it for so long.
It's had it for so long.
And it needs it to stay safe.
And it needs it to feel safe.
I choose to release it all now.
I choose to release it all now.
Okay, now let's go tapping through the points. The eyebrow point, this fear in my body.
This fear in my body.
Side of the eye, all this fear.
All this fear.
Under the eye, this fear about what happened.
This fear about what happened.
Under the nose, it was so scary.
It was so scary.
Under the mouth, I felt so much fear.
I felt so much fear.
Collarbone, I was only 5 years old.
I was only 5 years old.
Under the arm, and I didn't really know what was happening.
And I didn't really know what was happening or what to do.
Or what to do. Top of the head, I didn't know what to do.
I did not know what to do.
Eyebrow, the time has passed.
The time has passed.
Side of the eye, I am safe now.
I am safe now.
Under the eye, and I choose to let this fear go.
And I choose to let this fear go.
Under the nose, it's safe to let it go.
It's safe to let it go.
Under the mouth, it's time to let it go.
It's time to let it go.
Collarbone, letting it all go.
Letting it all go.
Under the arm, letting it go now.
Letting it go now.
Top of the head, letting it all go now.
Letting it all go now.
Take a deep breath. And as always, we tune back in. So tune back into that feeling in your chest and shoulders and see if it's shifted at all.
It has shifted, yes.
So is it a 5 before? Where would you say it is now?
2.
2, okay. A dinky little 2. And then did anything come up for you as we were doing that tapping? Any other memories or any other feelings?
I don't know.
Nothing new. Okay, that's right. We're just looking to see. And was the memory very present for you when we were doing the tapping?
It was dissolving.
Okay. So let's do this, because it's only a 2, and I feel like we can positive affirmation it out.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask you to lead the way, because I can't lead the queen of affirmations and positive affirmations. So let's start tapping on the side of the hand, and
Okay.
you just give me a positive affirmation. What do you, if you were talking to someone else and they said, "Well, I had this trauma when I was 5 years old, and I felt so much terror," what would be the positive affirmation for that?
Okay, all right. You know you have an angel. We all have angels, and you have a special angel that is your own. And in spite of all that you have gone through, this angel has taken care of you and protected you all your life. And you can call on this angel now to help dissolve the rest of this issue.
Go to the eyebrow point.
The rest of this issue of pain and fear, this issue of being terrorized by life, this issue of being helpless and not being able to have anybody take care of you, feeling all alone and frightened. But you have an angel now, and you know this angel is here. And this angel can cure. This angel is with you. This angel will protect you for the rest of your life. It will dissolve any issues that you've been through. It's time for you to be free now. You can run and dance and play and be who you were meant to be. Be who you were born to be. You are safe now. It's safe to feel safe. It's safe to be safe. It's safe to let go. There's a great freedom and a great love surrounds you. And all is truly well in your life now. And so it is.
And so it is.
Oh, that was interesting.
That was beautiful.
I didn't know where that came from.
If you weren't tapping along with us, I highly suggest you rewind the video and do that tapping, because that is really special to have that from you.
Yes, yes.
So let's tune back in to your body. Tune back into that fear and see if anything's left.
Oh, I think it's pretty much gone.